think it's December the 6th, I've no idea, possibly it is, could be, it's irrelevant. Anyway, welcome to December's energy, and I have been sitting with Spirit most of the day, working with individual clients and then just channeling this information the last couple of hours, and no doubt they'll be downloading some information as I am talking to you. Okay, let's have a little look. You see, the thing is, they get me to write all these notes out, and I've got a board here as well, and then they bring me some more information. Anyway, so this is just the wording, oh gosh, I was going to say forecast, well, I don't know if I'd say that. I was going to say energy dump load. Oh, no, that's not a good word either. I don't like that either. Anyway, it's just their information they're giving me right now to pass on to everybody else, basically. I'm sort of plugged into the circuit, shall I say, and just is listening to what they're trying to say. Okay, fine, thank you. A number of different guides from different parts of the Galactic Council. I've got a collection of everything you can imagine here to one side. Okay, there we go. So, what they were saying and what they're still saying to me now is literally about what's going on your planet this moment. There seems to be thank you. They said fear tends to disperse everyone. So meaning as in individuals. Okay, think of, they give me an image. A bit like sheep. So if you are fearful, it makes it harder, harder for you to make a decision in which way, whether you're coming or going. And what they're saying is at the moment they are watching over our planet and looking at what's occurring on our planet at this moment. And what I'm being told is that, oh, thank you. They also just said there has been many sent to our planet to assist us at this time. There are many energy light workers on your planet at this time who are assisting us, they said. And also those who work with energy, again, will be assisting the planet to some degree by raising the vibration on our planet at this time. What they're saying is, if you imagine sheep, when sheep get fearful or scared, they lose their sense, they lose their sense of direction, and by losing your sense of direction makes poor choices, they just said. Okay, they just said fear is a driving force to create separation. Again, they just wrote on my board and everything. And so through the fear of dispersing you, there seems to be lack of community to some degree. There was. Okay, thank you. What they're saying to me, they are now aware of that we have on our planet more of an uprising, a roaring from the voice. Now many people are being heard, whether pro or con or whatever it is, or whatever your feelings or thoughts are on what the situation's going on the planet right now. But they said it's very important that you become more aware of how you are feeling, how you focus on your energy of where you're coming from. Thank you. Okay. So I've got a tuning fork, and this is what they said. Okay. They said, if you imagine you're like the tuning fork. Okay, thank you. And you imagine then that, imagine when I physically hit this, that this is like a shock or a trauma or an emotional experience that's happened to you. Oh, okay, thank you. And when this hits you in a sense of the trauma, the shock, the emotional experience that really penetrates through you, you create a vibration, just like the tuning fork. It creates a vibration. You can't see it, but you can hear it. Very much what happens with your energy fields, it creates a vibration. So there's many at the moment on your planet, they're just saying, that the shock, the trauma, whether the shock or the trauma is from right now, and normally, usually it's not, they just said, it's usually from your past that you hold on to it. The frequency that vibrates into your cells, travels through your body, resonates in each of your cells, and you are creating this frequency of energy around you. Okay, thank you. And so they're saying at this time on your planet, it's very important to look at the frequency that you are sending out, what you are feeling, what you're absorbing. Okay, thank you. Okay, now what they were saying to me also is that, okay, thank you, with many situations that are happening on the planet. Of course, it's been going on for many centuries. There's been some war on individuals and uprising on your planet. But what they're saying is you hold on to it in yourselves, and depending on how you're feeling, but depending on if you have transmuted it, transformed it, transferred whatever it was that happened to you, an experience, a trauma, emotion, is by transferring, transmuting it, transforming it, then things begin to change, and you then create a different tune, a different frequency that you send out to others. So this feeling of when you communicate with each other, it becomes like a power in a sense. It's a driving force that helps the connection. So with conversations and coming together and meeting individuals, by communicating with each other, you then learn to start realizing that there is some commonalities that you have with those individuals, and then you join forces. So whatever it is, whatever situation or topic or whatever it is. So some of those who have experienced certain life traumas or emotions are going to attract people that are similar, who've had similar experiences, and so forth and so forth, so forth. So at this time on your planet, I'm being told that you have this where communication seems to be breaking down and separation of individuals. And it's almost like waggling your finger and accusing individuals of certain things. And so that is breaking down the communication, your communities. And so then the voices are going unheard, and you become then isolated. And then through isolation, there may be they're showing me like sheep, through fear, penned in a pen where you might not want to be, or moved in a certain direction without thought for it, by just accidentally or just happening to be there because maybe you want to fit in with a certain group. To stand out, for your voice to be heard, it may be restrictive at this moment on your planet, but it's through these decisions that you make at this time are going to be important about you as an individual. Okay, thank you. They just said, back to the tuning fork, they just said, when you're aware, consciously aware of your energy and how you're processing your emotions, your trauma and your experiences, you then start to create a frequency similar to others. But if you're unaware of your own frequency, you may not mix with the individuals that resonate for you. Now, what they have just said to me also is that through what is happening on our planet right now and happening for us individually, obviously it's triggering each of us to some degree. But also what they just said was that with the empaths on the planet and having this massive awakening on the planet, whatever that is to you as an individual, by you going through your experiences, by you traveling on your journey through your traumas or your emotions, okay, thank you. It tunes your empathic aerial or radar in. They just sort of said it tunes you in. And being empathic is then about sensing what's going on for others and also being aware of yourself. I think that's what they're talking about, hence the tuning fork. Being aware of the tune of others, the frequency, if you like, those people, if they work with you, if they're like-minded to who you are, coming together, bringing together. But that only really works when you know thyself, and being authentic to what it is that you need to do for you at any given time. Okay, thank you. So they're saying the empathic side is really like the tuning fork. It's really about tuning yourself into yourself, tuning yourself into others around you. And they're saying that this is, it's the beginning. It's a tool that we use. Being empathic. Communication. Okay, very important. And many at the moment on the planet are going to possibly be feeling this, of what's happening, the disturbances on the planet at this time. So it's going to make people aware. So any frustration, any feeling of fear, any thoughts or feelings of what's going on the planet right now is really going to be wakening up that empathic side of you, because you're going to be tuning in to everybody else. Thank you. And then they just sort of said, and then when you tune in to everybody's frequencies, again, sorry they're doing this again, when you're tuning into everybody else's frequencies and how it makes you feel, you're now bringing on board that intuition. You're now really, really waking that up as well. Now, the intuition is very much about yourself and feeling what's going on around you and the direction and the pathway where it will lead you to. So working more with your intuition as it's a tool for you, listening to that gut feeling or tuning really into yourself. The intuition will help to guide you to move forward. They're saying this is really important at this time. They're saying it's really important to know what fits you, what feels right for you, what is being guided in your direction, being aware of signs, symbols, messages. Just being aware of that right now, what's for you. And working with your intuition, that's like, hearing where you need to be, seeing where you need to be, feeling where you need to be, feeling if something feels right. And I know myself, and I know many as well, if you're around certain people that don't think and feel the way you do, you'll feel it in your body. So working with your intuition is picking up on the energy field around you and internally. Okay, now they just said, and then when you move from your intuition, that slight bridge, that little link that works with that psychicness of yourself, those natural tools, your gifts. You were given these gifts, but somehow it sort of got erased out, rubbed out of what was going on for you in your life. So working with your empathic side of connecting to others, feeling possibly how others can be feeling, really in tuning with how you're feeling, getting to know you at this moment seems to be really important. That through this month of December, it's about getting to know yourself better, knowing how you feel when something doesn't feel right, hearing the information, feeling the information, seeing the information, and seeing the reaction, the response within yourself. And then those psychic abilities, we're all psychic to some degree. From a baby, we are born with them and it's there. It's just then later on it becomes rubbed and raised out within us, sort of how we live out in our society where it's not promoted to some degree. And the psychic side will really be the energy fields around us and then guiding us even more. And what they're saying is it's really about being in tune. Now, finding that, okay. They're just saying also, it's about this moment in time to find your balance. So the triggers that are happening on the planet right now are going to be triggering us. It's bringing up emotions from different areas of our life that could be pulling us backwards and forwards from past events and over worrying about what's to come. And what they're really saying to us right now is to try to be as present as you can in this moment. And by being present in this moment, it will create that balance, that harmony. So being present is about really feeling into how am I feeling, what's happening for me right now, what's going on. If you're around certain people in your company, see how it makes you feel. Just tuning into them more. And it may be that you might hear certain words they might say that might penetrate through your hearing, might make you feel uncomfortable. Then you know that doesn't feel quite right. I think they just sort of said, it's a bit like chocolate tasting, like Anne likes to do. Find out what one you like best. So it's a bit like that, finding that balance and to be present in the moment. It's about really grounding yourself, anchoring yourself in wherever you are. So if you find yourself is wandering off, thinking about certain things about the future or the past, you time travel and then you lose that energy to some degree. It's about coming back to the present moment. It seems to be very important right now. So by checking in on your energy, by looking at how you're feeling, or what you're, how you're sensing something that's happening for you, you'll start to realize what it is that you need moving forward in your life. But it's about really being aware of it right now, really sort of being grounded, finding your balance, whether that's grounded, being around nature, animals, out in nature. That's what they're trying to say right now. Thank you, they just said. Okay, they said also, for some, it's a moment of pause. A moment of pause just to be still, just to observe what's happening, just to see what's around you, those who are reflecting information back to you. You'll know this by how you feel in yourself. You'll receive certain information from what is it triggering off in you, what's reflecting back in you. But it is a time for some people to take a pause just to see what it is that's happening to you right now in your life, so that as you move forward, you'll know what it is that you want. But very important time of year. December seems to be, all the energies coming in, it seems to be really important right now to do what feels what you need for you right now. Thank you. Okay, they gave me some statements and some other information, so I'll put my glasses on to read these just so that I can see, and just to make sure I've covered some of these. And I know some of you have paper, and if you do have paper and pen, it's entirely up to you, but there might be some of these statements you want to write down, and some of them they're going to tell you to write down, so it's entirely up to you, but it's just how it makes you feel, what comes across for you. Okay, so the little thing they just said here: all traumas, experiences create sensitivities, but we get caught up in the heartfelt pain. So they just said, humans are getting caught up in the pain of the experiences. So we're keeping ourselves stuck. We're caught up in that pain. We are not working through it. It's repeating itself. It's recycling in our bodies. It's recycling over and over again. And then the tuning fork, which they used a little while ago, then the frequency that you would send out to others. And at the moment, especially in this month of December, it seems to be very important to be aware of your energy stream. Reason for the whole planet is about lifting up the energy stream at the moment. It's about being aware of how you're feeling. So all traumas, experiences create sensitivities, but we get caught up with the heartfelt pain, they said. Doesn't serve you, they said. Okay, let's have a little look. Okay, I'm like checking in with them. Okay, is that correct? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so some of the statements which they have given me and I share, it may not be written in the English format that you request, they said, but this is what they have said. To find your own balance so you can direct you, and then the others will follow. To find your own balance so you can direct you, the others will follow. Very important about you finding where you are at this moment on the planet in your life, what's going on for you. To find your own balance so that you can direct you, the others will follow. And what they're saying is not to get lost in this, they just said, mindless chitter chatter of information that may be given to everyone at the moment, because it doesn't direct you, it keeps you fearful. Very important, they just said. So that's something to look at. Okay, now something they want you to ask yourself, really important, they want you to write this down. What is it I want right now for me? What is it I want right now for me? Whatever that is. That seems to be very important. Again, they're bringing you back to yourself, not about everyone else, whether it's in your family or friends or neighbours. It's about what you want. It's about being true to yourself right now. What is it I want right now for me? Seems to be very, very important, because it's about then, by you looking at that question, by you answering it for yourself, already looks at how you're going to raise your vibration, how you're going to move forward. Seems to be very important right now, because they just said there's this mechanical sound that's on your planet right now that sort of, in a way, it's silencing a lot of individuals, the information that needs to come out, and people getting stuck in it. Okay, they have another question. They feel that they would like you to write this down. How may I serve myself? How may I serve myself? How may I serve myself? Seems to be very important right now. Really important. Is it rest? Is it being outside in nature? Is it taking time out to be by yourself? Is it taking time to read that book? Is it taking that time for you to connect actually to other people that are like-minded to you? But it's about you right now looking at this, what they said. They also said here, if it does not drive you and make you feel passionate, wait. Every action you take consumes energy. So what they're saying right now, it seems to be very important to make you aware that there's no point in doing something if you're not driven to do it. It has to be a driving force internally within your body, something that is like something that really, really drives you. So it's no good sitting down, creating a list and saying, oh, I've got to do this, got to move to that house like myself. I've, got to find that job like somebody else is looking for a job. I want to find that partner, whatever it is that's going on for you right now. But if there's no passion in it, do not consume your energy. That's what they're saying. Do not waste your energy on this right now. Conserve your energy. It seems to be very, very important because this is this time now in this part of the year. It's about conserving some of the energy that you might need moving forward into the new year. So it's about really looking at that. If it's not passionately driving me, why am I pushing myself so hard? Because the energy behind it is going to be quite negative. It's going to be like pushing a heavy boulder up a hill. So if it's not driving you, it's not making you feel passionate, there is no point at all. Okay. And then they just said to pause. To come from a place of pause is then awoken from a passion of change. To come from a place of pause is then awoken from a passion for change. So sometimes what they just said about us, if it's not passion that's driving us to do something, pause, take a moment, sit with it, see how you're feeling, connect to yourself in the present moment, really connect with yourself. It seems to be very important right now because once you had that moment of pause, then the passion will start to come up. There might be some frustration with that pause as well, but then you need to look at that, what's going on. Okay. Another quote they sort of said, or a statement, they said, watch how you are receiving information around you. Watch how you are receiving information from around you. Seems to be really important. Is there certain tones, certain words, certain people that are delivering information to you? Are you picking up on visual signs or messages? Are you becoming aware of double digits around you, messages from angels, whatever it is that's happening for you right now? Somebody's nodding their head in the group, love that. Whatever's coming up for you right now, where are the messages coming from? If anything, this is the time on the planet that I'm hearing more and more. Our guides are stepping forward. I've heard about the Galactic Council. I work with the Galactic Council. They are coming more than ever before on this planet because we need assistance and they can feel that right now. Our loved ones on the other side can feel it. Our angels can feel this. The whole planet is feeling it. Nature's feeling that we need some assistance. I am just delivering the message. I am the messenger, one of many, just delivering some of the words, how they've sent me through the frequency and I create those words and there I'm listening to some of the words they're putting into force here as well. So they're really saying about this time, look at how you're receiving information. Is it that, long lost friends are communicating with you now? They're contacting you. Is it because your energy's changed? Is it because their energy's changed? Who knows? But have a look what's going on around you. complete strangers talking to you in the street right now. That's what happens to me quite a lot, which is lovely. And I understand why. I'm pointing in the right direction. I'm sure many of you who are listening to this are aware of that as well. But have a look at that. See what's going on for you. Because your frequency, your energy frequency, if you're listening to this, is changing. And remember, the words that I'm speaking, the tone is also coming directly from them. So there's energy behind that. Any light workers that are working this way, the energy is going to be coming from there as well. Okay. They said also, there was something I just said, to time travel is to get lost in past events, stay present, to keep grounded. Again, if it means being outside in nature, observing what you see around you, go out, find nature, go see. Go connect yourself, be present, not to get lost. Now, they also made these other statements. It's up to you if you wish to write those down, but these are other statements they want to say. And see if they make sense for you or not. They're not going to be for everyone, but they might be for some of you. They said, sometimes we need to travel to find that what we really want is right in front of us. But we might have travelled so far, but not realising that it's right in front of us. But you need to do that travel first to remind yourself what it is either you left behind or where you want to go. So they said, sometimes we need to travel to find that what we really want is right in front of us. And travel means whatever it means to you. On your journey through life, whatever it is, moving countries, changing jobs, changing relationships, whatever it is for you, any change that you feel that you think that you need, have a look at it and see what it makes to you. Okay, the next statement says, to find ourselves, sometimes we need to lose ourselves. To find ourselves, sometimes we need to lose ourselves. And by writing that statement, that may actually trigger some emotion inside of you. It might poke you, but it's important that you look at it. To find ourselves, sometimes we need to lose ourselves. Okay, so by writing those statements down, by looking at how it pokes or prods you or makes you think, there is energy in that. There is another one. At some point, you wanted what you have right now. It may no longer fit. So at some point in your life, you wanted what you have right now for you, because the energy of where you was once before of wanting something has brought you to where you are right now. If it does no longer serve you, it means it just doesn't fit, and it just means about rearranging a few things to look at what it is that you need to make changes. But you achieved it, they said. Well done, you achieved it. You are where you're meant to be, whether you knew it or not. This is what they said also. Oh, okay, interesting. They said, I am not here to answer your questions, but just to show you the way. I am not here to answer your questions, but just to show you your way. Meaning, it's your responsibility, not for them to tell you exactly what to do, but to work in harmony with the energy of the divine, your angels, your guides. They'll be right by your side guiding you. Okay. They also made a comment and I wrote it down. Let's see. It says, to disperse is a war tactic to conquer all of the rising of the all. So they're very much again talking about the sheep. Through fear, we lose ourselves. When we lose ourselves, we go off and we scatter in all directions. So they're saying very loud and clearly this evening, it's about you focusing on your energy. They go back to the tuning fork. About your energy and about what it is, the frequency that you're admitting out. What is it that you're sending out to the world right now? Because if you're aware of your energy, then you're likely to attract those who are similar to yourself into your circle of friends, and who will be directed and guiding you also to where it is that you need to be. They're saying this is not about fitting in with others. This is very much the time to be fitting in with yourself. And if that means expansion in the sense of rebelling against those that you've known for ages, this is the time to do it. And you'll feel it in yourself. You'll feel that frustration. So this energy at the moment is really about standing up for you. It's very much about the warrior, internal warrior. Very much about that feminine divine energy that's pushing forward on the planet right now. The empathic side of ourselves. It's about really connecting to what we need and what we want right now. I'm just checking if there's anything else that they want to say. Okay, they're saying basically to keep looking at yourselves, where you are in yourself, to ask yourself those statements that were sent out to you this evening, to look at what they may make you feel like, to see what is stirred up, to look at that, to let go of what no longer is serving you. Do not bring that into the new year as we move forward. The energy will change again. There is very much so about the energy on the earth that really needs to be transformed and changed. And they just said, someone may say, well, little old me can't make that change. Little old you can make that change. If enough of little old me's come together, you will make that change. It seems to be very important at this time. Okay.